Hi guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, what we're doing today is we're making this, we're taking wine bottles, taking bottles from Dollar Tree, and we are doing Finnabair inspired artwork on them. Or salvaged art. I call it both. Salvaged art or Finnabair inspired. Because I like to use a lot of the Finnabair's techniques and also her products. And so I call it salvaged art or Finnabair inspired art because she does this kind of stuff. I'll leave a link to her channel, her Facebook group below. But this is what something like we're going to make. Isn't this fabulous, you guys? Okay, because it's long, this is a wine bottle. These are wine bottles that I got from my neighbor. And I have tons of them, like probably 100, I don't know, over the last few years. Yeah, they'd be drinking some wine. Okay, so this is a big, huge wine bottle. The pieces are, these are all Finnabair molds that I used clay, put it in the mold, and then was able to mold it around the bottle. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I used pretty much all Finnabair products on here, all the paint and all that on here. So just to show you, and even this foil, isn't it fabulous? Just going to show you the whole thing. And that was my goal, is to make this look really just rustic, pretty and rustic. Maybe you found it at the bottom of, you know, some hole, but it's also still really pretty. The dirt preserved all this beautiful gold flecks and copper flecks. I don't know. I'm just making up a story. But you can see. And look at the girl. Isn't that gorgeous? These are Finnabair molds. Aren't those molds fabulous? That girl's face, the wings, and then that gear. Okay. So, let me show you one more that I created. This is with Finnabair's molds. I made a bunch of pieces. So there's at the top the wings. And then the Finnabair, another one of the women right there. And I think, oh, what else did I put on there? Oh, and then these are the gears. And then another one of the molds. I molded out one of the women real small. And then there's gears and butterflies and wings. There's wings on this one too. Just let you look up close, you can see. And I'll take close-up pictures too. And a lot of this is her new product line. Look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? Looks like something I fired in a kiln or something, doesn't it? I think it's gorgeous. Now, you're going to be like, why'd you just put that one piece on the side? This was an experiment to test out the clay I was using and to see how it would excuse me, attach to the bottle. So it was just an experiment, and I meant to like have it in the center back and then have this on the front. It didn't work out that way. But who cares? My pieces are all rustic looking anyway, so it don't matter. Okay. Now, I want to show you one more thing, or a couple things. This is what we're going to get to today, or we're going to get to this part today. This is the next one I'm going to be, this is the one that I did, and I haven't done the painting on it yet. So this is what it looks like before we paint it all up, okay? So this one has to be painted. It's in the painting. It's in line for painting. What I'm going to show you how to do today is to get all this texture and all this crackling. And then we'll paint this one up together. Okay? All right. Just really quickly, you can use wine bottles that you have around your house, of course. You can use anything. This techniques I'm going to be showing you, you can use it on anything. You can use it on a box. You can use it on a wine bottle. You can use it on a mug, a glass, whatever. Okay, if you're at Dollar Tree, they have these. You can use these from Dollar Tree. Okay. Also, and I already started making some. From Dollar Tree, they have these like little, I don't know what you call them, but aren't they cool? Love them. So I did that technique to make it look all crackled and textured. And this has to be painted. Okay, so you can also do some smalls, some little smalls also. When I paint up the other one, we might also paint up a small. And I'm also going to show you how you attach the your molded pieces on here too. Now, one last thing before we get started. If you're at Hobby Lobby right now, they have, you know, a bunch of stuff in different sections, 75% off. Okay, these are regularly, this right here is regularly $4. It's a knob. Look how beautiful that knob is. You can take this gesso it and paint it whatever color your bottle is. And they make great toppers. This one fits just perfect. Let me show you. Let me bring it down. This fits just perfect. Isn't that fabulous? And it fits on there just perfect. You can E6000 that on. And when you paint your bottle up, paint this too. Make sure you gesso it and then paint it the same color for a piece like that. This is another piece, another one. This one was regularly, I don't know, same price, around $5. I got it for $1.24. Look at how fabulous that one is. And again, these can go at the top of your wine bottles. When I saw these the other day at the store, I almost had a heart attack. You guys, I bought a ton of them. Now, look at the beautiful glass one. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, this one was like $1.74. This is regular like $6 or $7. Look how gorgeous that is. I bought them all. I just took them all. This also, and when you want to glue this in, I would use E6000 to glue this in. Okay? So, look how beautiful that's going to look. All right? So, pick some of these up if you want to do some work like this. You don't have to have these, but this just adds beauty to your artwork already. So, let me put that to the side. And let's get started on a bottle. And there's going to be a lot of things. I'm not going to go through everything we're using. I'll just introduce it as we get to that. Okay, so I'm going to use my homemade Mod Podge. You can use regular glue. You can use Finnibair's type of things that you can glue stuff with, but we're using a lot, so I'm using my homemade Mod Podge, which is just glue, water, and a little bit of clear spray paint. The clear spray paint makes it so that it doesn't have such a glossy finish. Gives it more of a matte medium finish. So we need a bottle. And you can either use, okay, I got to do something about this rolling around. You could either use tissue paper or you can use pattern paper. And I have a ton of pattern paper, so I'm going to use pattern paper. Just a second, you guys. All right, I'm trying to get that so it doesn't roll. And also, let me make sure you guys are in frame. Yes, you are. Okay. So I'm using a bunch of pattern paper. Like I said, if you don't have patterns, no big deal that you can rip up. You can use tissue paper. You get that at Dollar Tree, real good price. Okay, I need a brush. People are like, yeah, girl, you need a brush and you need to stop talking and you need to get going. But I had those few things I needed to talk about first before we got started. Okay, where the hell is my brush? There we go. I don't think I have water in any of my jars, do I? Or do I have water in this one? Oh, thank God I have water in this one. All right. Got my brush wet just a little bit. All right, so let's start. All right. And your main goal with doing this is you want to make sure that you create wrinkles. So this is nowhere trying to be perfect. You want there to be wrinkles because we're trying to create texture, right? Right here we're creating texture, and then I'll show you how we're going to create crackles after we get all the tissue paper on here. Some of you guys may know about this trick, some of you may not. And feel free to, any of these techniques that I'm showing you, use them in your art journals, use them on other things that you want to alter. These techniques can be used on anything. There we go. See all the nice wrinklage? Perfect. And keep a baby wipe around handy because this can get sticky. All right. And it's going to be exciting in this video because I'm going to show you how to use the Prima, the Finnibair Prima Molds. We're going to mold some pieces to put on here. And the reason you want to mold them right before you do it is because you're going to use clay. And the clay, you can't use the other one. There's the one that makes pieces like this. It makes pieces like that, which I've already made a whole bunch of them. And that's when you pour the two liquids together. You need clay. And I got some air dry clay from Dollar Tree. I'm going to show it to you. Because you need to be able to put the air dry clay in the mold and take it out of the mold right away after you mold it. And then lay it over this. So it takes form of the bottle. So I got this air dry clay. It's Craft Your Square. It's excellent for what we're doing right now. And you guys can't get any cheaper. $1? Yeah. So when you pick this up, the only thing I would tell you, if you like doing this kind of work, pick up a lot of these. I picked up a ton. I won't even tell you how many I got. And the reason is because I went online to Dollar Tree online so I could buy in bulk. So I could pick up, 20, 24, or whatever. Already sold out. They're already back ordered. A lot of people are homeschooling their kids. So all this kind of stuff is, a lot of it's back ordered. So if you are in the store and you see it, pick up what you need, because when you go back next time, it's probably not going to be there. Also, you can't even go online and order it right now. So, but when I know I want to pick up a lot of something, that's always the first place I go, is Dollar Tree online, to try to pick up a bunch and then have it delivered to my store. But no go. But I found that with a lot of the craft products, so. So make sure that you're always creating wrinkles. Just be messy about it, and there you go. Okay, so let's go over to another side. Stop rolling. There we go. All right. I have some tea somewhere. Here we go. I have some chai tea. I love chai tea. I like to have it with a little bit of agave syrup and a creamer, real cream. Oh, and a cinnamon stick I put in there. So good. If you're looking for a coffee alternative, chai tea is always a good one. It's not an alternative for me. I still drink coffee too, but it's always a nice alternative to coffee if you're looking for something. Okay. So we're getting a lot of good texture here. Okay, now let's go to this side. Okay. It's weird doing it like this, but I do it like this so I can stay, under the camera good. But I normally do this, a lot of it standing up. Like the bottle standing up, not me, but the bottle standing up. So it's really weird to work with it like this. So whenever I'm doing a video and I'm looking awkward, it's probably because I'm trying to, you know, I'm doing it at a different angle than I normally do it. I'm doing it the angle for the camera, not so you guys can see it. I'm not doing it at the angle for my convenience, that's for sure. Okay. Oh, and on the side here, I have a bunch of pattern pieces all tore up. So I kind of advise doing that. It really helps if you already have your pieces tore up, because then you can just work. You don't have to try to tear pieces and then glue at the same time. So just tear a bunch of your tissue paper or pattern pieces up before you get started, just for ease. I mean, you don't have to. If you want to tear as you go, go ahead. I tear a bunch up first, get myself going. Because as you guys see, I like to work fast. I know someone commented that the other day on my video. They're like, God, you work fast. I think once you've done some stuff already, I think you can work faster. Because you just know what you're doing. You know, you've done it more than once. Also, that's just my nature. I just move fast. So you don't have to move as fast. You don't have to do as many projects as I do. I art a lot because it's also my therapy. I believe it's also my purpose. You know how there's that saying, know your purpose? My purpose is definitely to create. Also to teach. So. And when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in life, you'll notice that it just comes really easy to you. Because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's why I like doing videos, because naturally I think I'm a teacher. I like to teach. I like to show people how to do things that I've learned about. I like to share the knowledge. Okay. Now, hopefully this all works out fine. Normally I don't lay the glue part onto the table, but I'm doing that so you guys can see. So hope all is well on the other side. If it doesn't glue to the table too much, it'll just create more texture, so I'll be fine with that. Put a little bit more here at the top. Okay. I can move this out of the way. Okay, so let me get this up real quick. I'm going to be out of frame real quick. I just want to look at the opposite side where I had the glue side laying down on my thing here. Everything's fine. Perfect. Let me just clean up the glue on my mat here. You guys, buying this glass mat was one of the best investments I ever made in my crafting or my arting. I love this mat. It's a Crafter's Companion. I got it from HSN. think it was like 20 bucks. You can buy it on Easy Pay too, but it was only $20. And it's about the same size as the Tim Holtz one, so the Tim Holtz one was like 35, 40 bucks. This one was 20, and it was about the same size. It looked pretty much the same, so I went for what was a little bit cheaper. But the Tim Holtz one's really nice too. The point is, these glass mats are just the bomb. Because you can just wipe it up. And I like to pretty much wipe up right after I'm done. So then I don't have to really, because you can scrape anything off, glue, paint, but then you have to scrape, you know. And I'd rather not have to scrape it. Okay, so now we're to this point. Let me put a lid on my glue here. Okay, now while it's still wet, let me show you what we're going to do. Come on. Okay. Okay, I had to have a little bit of tea there. So while this is still wet, let me see what you guys can see. Just a second. I'm just trying to see how you guys are seeing this. So I'm going to make a mess on my table. Well, let's just do it like this. I'll just do the half of the bottle, and then you guys will, then I'll talk my way through the rest of it. Okay, so while your glue is still wet, this is how you're going to create your crackles. When you have wet glue, Mod Podge or Elmer's glue, however you're going to use, and you take gesso, or you can take Kilz, K-I-L-Z. It's a wall primer. Get from Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places, Walmart. Or you can take gesso. I'm going to use the Finnabair gesso. Do I want the white or the black? The white on this one. On the darker piece with that's a little bit more, has a little bit darker colors, I use black gesso on that one. But we do want to use white on this. I was thinking about my design. Yeah. So, let me get a little plate going here. So the gesso I'm using is this one. It's a heavy gesso, white. I love all of Finnabair's products. And they're by Prima. Finnibair Prima. I love everything. And this heavy gesso is ridiculous. It's just so good. And it's really, really thick. And it stretches like crazy. Like, I mean, this little bit right here will almost do the whole bottle. And the coverage is excellent. One coat coverage most of the time. For most of the projects I've been working on. I really, really like it. I like all of her products, whether it's the products to color stuff or it's any of her glues, her gessos, her soft gels, whatever. All of it is excellent. So you'll be seeing me use her products as we go along. Okay, so now let me get that glue up again. So now I have the other side, and I cannot lay it down and show you, so I'm going to finish gessoing this with it standing up. So I will be in frame or I won't be in frame. We'll see. Or you'll see in a second here. But what I did there is what I'm doing right now. So some of it maybe you'll see in frames, maybe some of it you won't. I'm not really sure. But it'll only be a second anyway. So what you're doing is when you put gesso over wet glue, it will create cracks. It'll give you that crackle effect. And it is beautiful, real crackly. Like I showed you that the other bottles that I haven't painted yet. It puts some nice cracks on them. At the same time, you're putting this gesso on so that now it's a paintable surface. So you created your cracks and made it a paintable surface all in one. So that's why I like this technique. And like I said, this technique, you can do this on anything. It doesn't have to be a bottle. It doesn't have to just be this project. So remember that when you're learning techniques from anybody, just know that you can take those techniques and use them on different projects and in different ways. Okay, so we got the other side done. Make sure I got all that crackle there. Okay, let me put this away. And I'm going to bring this down. Put my white gesso away. It's so cool. I reorganized my little art room here, my art space here in my art studio at my table, and I have all the Finnabair stuff right in front of me. I have Finnabair stuff right in front of me and Jane Davenport, my two products that I love using. Okay, so let me show you. So there we go. So this is what it looks like when it's wet. Okay, all the way around. Now once this dries, I can't get my finger out. Okay, sorry about that. Once it dries, it looks like this. See all the cracks and texture? That's what I was showing you. See all this is perfect. So this is all ready to be painted. We're going to paint this one together. So what we need to do now is we need to let that other bottle dry. For you guys, that'll be about 5 seconds. For me, it'll be a few hours. I'll come back once that's dry. We will then get our molds. So let me show you a couple molds. These Finnabair molds. I've already started using them. I haven't done my haul on it yet, but I'm glad I'm doing my haul after I've used some of the products, because then I can give a review and let you guys know. I love everything, okay? So on this, what I think I'm going to do, her molds are fabulous. She has this mold right here. It's 2 bat wings, which you can use as angel wings if you want. These skulls, which I think are fabulous. I love mixing like different skulls with roses and butterflies, so you get that real shabby steampunk look. So I want to use these bat wings on this bottle. Also, this is those girls, and I'll show you the packaging. Let me show you the packaging. See, there's the packaging, so you can see. Cool, huh? And then I want to use, hopefully I have the packaging for this. I don't. The packaging is in the box. But anyway, these are the girls that are on my, that you see on my bottles. Aren't those cool? So I want to take the air dry clay from Dollar Tree, mold out these really quickly, put those on the, take them out, put them on the bottle. And because we're using the air dry clay, we have time to mold it around the bottle, right? And then we'll also apply some glue onto that before we glue it onto the bottle. And then on top of the wings will be like this. I want to take one of these beautiful women and put it on the wings, so it looks like the wings are behind her. So we'll decide. I think I'm going to use her right here, I think. So we'll mold her and take her right out. And then, is that it? What I want to do? Just trying to make sure there's not something else I wanted to mold with it. There might be something else I want to mold with it. Anyway, and I can't wait to do a haul and show you guys all these molds, because they're not cheap, you guys. A lot of them are like 16, 17, 20 bucks a piece. But if you think about it, they're almost free. You get to use these over and over and over and over and over. So once you have them, you have them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, it was worth buying them. Because now you don't keep buying. What happens when you're at the store? You keep buying these damn pieces over and over and over. And you can't even buy pieces to mold around bottles because you need it to be in that soft form, right? Anyway, now you can make as much of anything that you want to have that you have the molds for. So, let me... Okay, so for right now, you guys, let's let this dry. This needs to dry. Let me bring it back in center. Let this dry for you to be about a few seconds, and I'll be back and after it dries, and we will start molding the pieces out, and then applying them onto this bottle. Okay? So I will see you guys in a few. Okay, you guys. Sorry for my chair. This has dried, because when we left off last time, we said we needed for this to dry. So it's dried. Look at all the texture and all the cracks. That's exactly what you want. Texture and cracks. It's so funny. For you guys, it's seconds. For me, it was the next day. I didn't get back to this bottle until the next day. I worked on a bunch of other things too. Plus, you know, clean my house, do a little eBay, make dinner, work out. Anyway, so the next step for this whole thing is now we're going to take our clay, put it into some molds, and mold right on to the bottle. And then it'll dry and take the form right onto this bottle. Okay, so let me move the bottle out of the way. I'm going to get out my Prima Molds. And so if you've never worked with Prima Molds, you're going to see how to work with them. They're so fun. These molds, you guys, they're not cheap. They're like 20 bucks. Some are 9, some are 15, some are 20. It's worth it. Down the road, it's actually almost free how I look at it, because you use these over and over and over. Now, you can use either clay, which is what we're going to do today, which is what you have to do if you want to do a bottle, for it to form perfectly around the bottle. If you're doing something flat, you can still use clay no matter what, whether it's flat or you're forming it around a bottle. But you can also use, I don't know why, I can never think of the name of what this is. This right here, where you take equal parts, the resin, and you can do resin pieces. But you can't do resin pieces if you want to form them around the bottle, because they dry hard and flat like this. I'll show you some resin pieces that I put into these forms. See? Look how cool they come out. So I'm about to do, the next project we're going to do is we're going to do some journals. So we'll use these on the journals. Plus a bunch of other stuff. Isn't this cool, you guys? Oh my God, I was just going crazy making these the other day. I had a blast. Oh, and I'm storing my resin pieces or my clay pieces in this. These are those containers we got from Dollar Tree. Look how fabulous they are. Okay. So I'm sure they'll come out with these again. If you see them, pick them up. They're so nice. They're not super deep, but they're just perfect for things like this. So, and then I may have a bunch of clay pieces that are flat that I made too. So see, and I stored this one and this one. This is a pink one. So anyway, these are fabulous to store your resin pieces in, and for a lot of other crafts. Okay, so the clay we're going to use, I get it from Dollar Tree. That's the nice news. Oh, the resin that I just showed you, it's like about, I don't know, 20 bucks for that size, 8-ounce bottles, I think. But you can use a coupon and get it for, you know, around 12 bucks. So, the clay, the air dry clay is a lot cheaper to use, to buy. I get it from Dollar Tree. I was showing you, this is what the packaging looks like over in the craft section. And it's a Crafter's Square product. And this is what it looks like. I keep it in its own plastic, and then I put it in a plastic bag. And it stores well. It takes a little while to dry. Like the resin, you guys, when I did the resin pieces, it took like 10 minutes and you're done. The clay takes quite a bit longer. I mean, you're talking, I don't know. I don't even know how long, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I just do my stuff and leave it overnight. So, okay. The one thing with, okay, when you do the resin, you can mold any shape, large, big, more complex. But with the clay, I've noticed is if the pieces are too big, like these wings we're going to do are kind of big, so we're going to see how it works. If it's big and intricate, it's really hard to use the clay. If it's a medium size and not too intricate, you can use the clay. So I'm able to use the clay on my women here. And I don't know if I've used clay or not yet in these wings. I don't even think I've made these wings yet. So what we're going to do for this bottle, for this one, is I want to do these 2 wings and do one of the women at the top. And she'll have like bat wings. That's my idea. If it doesn't work, Then, we'll think of something else. Oh, and you want to warm it up in your fingers for just a minute. And really get, you know, just warm it up. The other thing is, the clay may, things may crack or break off, like while they're drying. Not when they're on the bottle. When they're on the bottle, everything stays together because you also add some adhesive. But if you make flat pieces, sometimes like the head will come off of the neck or whatever. I'm fine with that because when I glue it on to my piece, I can just glue them back together. So, no major. And if like, she has one that's like skulls and bones. If something like that breaks off, I just think that could be kind of cool. You're doing something kind of like steampunky. So, to have like a broken bone on your piece, whatever you're doing, could look really cool. So, if you get any cracks, I wouldn't worry about it either because you're going to cover all this up with paint. And the style I do is I always like everything to look very old and distressed. So if I get any cracks in my clay piece, I'm fine with it. It just, I mean, look at my bottle. I wanted, with the tissue paper, I wanted to create all kinds of texture, right? And then I put the gesso right over the wet glue to create cracks. So, all right, so again, we're going to condition the clay. I was going to tell you something else too that was important. What else was I going to say about the... Oh, okay. When you do to make cracks, you know, you put the gesso over the wet glue. You can also do paint. You could do just flat acrylic paint, cheap acrylic paint, and you'll get the same effect. You'll get those cracks. And you should be able to paint over it too. So let's suppose you don't have any gesso, you don't have any kills. Use some white paint. Or if you want a black base, use black paint. Just make sure it's a flat, you know, just a nice flat 50-cent cheap acrylic paint. Okay. And so this is how, and I'll do a video on working the molds with the liquid resin that I just showed you in the bottles. I'll do a video on that too, just so you can see. It's super easy. You just mix equal parts of A and B, and then you just pour it into the resin molds. That's it. And then you, after 10 minutes, they say 5 to 10. I just always wait 10 just to make sure. Because you don't pour everything at the same time, and then that way you're able to get everything out. If you just wait like 10 minutes. Sometimes I wait 15. And then you demold, which means you just take the pieces out of the mold. And you're done. It's really quick and easy. It looks a little bit intimidating, you know, when you see those two bottles, but it's really easy. Let me move this other one out of the way. All right, so we're going to see how these work. I don't think I've ever done this with resin or with clay, so we're going to see how this works. And the thing I want to say, too, is when you're removing with the clay, you want to bend your mold. So really bend the heck out of your mold. So you're not putting any stress on the clay. So that really helps the more you bend. Okay, so we got a little crack right there. I think we're going to be okay with that. So let's put it back together. I think we're going to maybe be okay with that. We'll see. This is a really big piece. This is kind of a bigger piece than I like to use for the clay, but I wanted to experiment, so no better time to experiment than with you guys, right? So you guys can see too in action like what's going to happen. So like I said, really bend your mold over. The more you bend it, the less pressure it puts on the clay coming out of this mold. So sometimes you can just roll it right out like I'm doing right now. Oh, that was a lot better. See how I did that? Yeah, this one came out way better than that other one did. Okay. Oh, so when you're done with these, see how there's a little bit of clay left? Go take this to your sink. You have to do it right away. Use a fingernail brush, you know, like the fingernail brush you scrub your nails with, and just scrub this, and it scrubs the excess clay right out, and then you have a nice clean mold for the next time. So, okay, so now we have these bat wings. Let me show you how to glue these on. Oh, I'm not sure if they're bat wings. What are they? Ooh, that piece right there really wants to come apart. If this comes apart, I'll just glue it on in 2 pieces. Okay, so I like to use modeling paste, you guys. This glues the wet clay onto this bottle so good. Also, I've used the 3D gloss gel to do the same thing. You could probably also use the soft gloss gel. These are all really good for gluing, among other things, but they're good for gluing. Other products, I'm not really sure because I haven't been experimenting with those. So, but this one I'm going to use modeling paste. It's a really thick paste. And you have to use, we'll do this one first. And you have to use like a spatula to get it on because it's really thick. And you just spread it on. Now, if you want to do a teapot, which we're going to be doing a teapot together soon too. If you want to do a teapot, you do the same thing. Anything that you want to mold it around, you do the same technique. Okay, so let me get our bottle. And where do we want this at? I'm going to try it right there. Now, just now, I got a little bit of a crack right here, but I'm not going to worry about it because for one, I have the molding paste. So, and I have the molding paste and it's glued onto this bottle. So it's not going to go anywhere. The crack is right here, but who cares? Like I said, it's glued together with the molding paste and it's glued onto this bottle. So we're going to be just fine. Okay, so now this other one, the other wing, see how this one cracked? So let's just glue it on separately. Okay. All right, let's get some more molding paste. If you do a medium piece, you don't usually have this problem of it cracking. It's just that this piece is so big. But I wanted to do it, so we are. Okay, so we're going to line that up. Hopefully I'm in frame. And lightly just tap that down. All right, here's the bottom half. Probably come down a little bit. I'm working on a big bottle, this wine bottle, so sorry if I'm working a little far from the shop, but I want you guys to see the whole thing. So okay, so we're going to butt this up right against where it broke off, right? And just put it back together. Even if you do something where it's flat and it breaks like that, you could still do the same thing. So just lightly tap. You don't want to ruin the design, but you just want to make sure this is attached, and it is. So there's the bat wings. Ooh, that looks cool. Okay, I need to get a baby wipe. Okay, let's clean that little bit up off my mat before it gets too hectic. All right. All right. Just cleaning my hands up a little bit, clean up my area a little bit. All right. So next, we'll go back up a little more so you can make sure I stay in frame. Okay, so next, so we got the bat wings. I'm calling them bat wings. We got those. So now what I want to do is I want to take one of these beautiful women and put her on here. We don't want one too big because we want it just to be like a head at the top. So I'm thinking we're going to do this one. I've done this one with clay and it works out nice. All right, so let's move our bottle over. We're going to do her right here. Get some clay. And now you'll see what I'm talking about. Even though I'm surprised this works with clay because it's kind of intricate, but it's smaller. Even this larger one works with clay. I just end up breaking off the bottom part there, so I have to attach that on separately, which is fine. I have this delicious coffee. Look at this beautiful mug. Isn't that gorgeous? It's one of the, what's her name? Something Childs. What is it? Mackenzie Childs mugs that I bought. Isn't it gorgeous? And this coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's condition the clay. It's a hazelnut. It's really good. If you have a Winco in your area, oh my gosh, over in the bulk section, they have all these flavored coffees and you can buy a whole bag of it. It's like less than $5. I think it's between like $3 and $5. Really reasonably priced and really delicious. I always buy the one that's already been grinded because I hate grinding my own coffee beans. Okay. So we've done a little conditioning, right? Let's start. And I just take little pieces and just start molding it into the mold. And the other thing is you might want to make it, I would make it, I have more success when I make it on the thicker side. So it may, you know, raise up a little bit above the mold. A little bit thicker makes it easier to just get out of the mold and survive, you know, being demolded, taken out of the mold. So that's what I do. Okay. I haven't even done my haul video on all the, I bought quite a few things from the new collection, the Finnabair Prima collection, for doing this kind of stuff. And I haven't even done the haul yet. And I'm glad I didn't do the haul yet, because then I can really talk about things and let you know how I've been using them, how they've been working out, and everything has been working out. I love everything. Absolutely love everything. Okay, so demold. So just really bend this. And the more you bend, there you go. And it's best is to keep bending, 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 and really not touch it. And if you keep bending, it'll just fall out. So see, I'm going to show you. I'm going to come up close to the camera. Look how intricate that is. Isn't that beautiful? This is the kind of stuff she's selling. So this is why I went nuts. I saw her molds and all her products. This is Finnibair. And I'm like, you know what? Her stuff is a little expensive, but it's worth it. Her stuff is good. Her stuff is so good. All right, let's turn this, flip that over, because we need to put some molding paste on there. I'm going to apply the molding paste right on. Her products are good. These molds are ridiculous. They're so cool. The next one I want to order is a peacock. It is gorgeous. I've seen some girls do some projects with the peacock. Oh my gosh. I already had it in my basket. I just hadn't ordered it because I already had spent so much money as it is. I want to do that, and then I want the birds and the vines with leaves. You can do a lot with that too. In fact, the birds with the vines and the leaves with the peacock. Oh, that'd be gorgeous to put together. Okay, so now I want to lift this back up. And be careful. Okay. Bring it back here. And I want to, where do I want to put her at? Do I want to put her right here? Or do I want to put her at the top? I want to put her at the top. Okay. And just mold this right around so it makes a nice little attachment. I'm going really light over the face because I don't want to distort the face at all. Okay, so now everything is around. Oh, this looks so cool. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to try to bring it in closer. Look how cool that is. I love it. So with her, so there's the bat wings. I love it. Okay, see how we have the space in between? Like here and here. I'll fill that, after this dries, I'll fill it with stones. These little small stones you get at Dollar Tree. Just like small little pebbles you get in like the, where do you get it? You get in the section where they have like, vases, and then they have the little pebbles to fill in the vases. So I will take and fill little pebbles in there. So that'll fill in really nicely. And we'll paint that all up too. So this looks really cool. I love it. Now it doesn't even look like bat wings. It just looks like, I don't know, like she has some type of wings. Okay, so this has to dry. And this will dry just like this. It dries perfectly on there. Let me show you something else I worked on yesterday. This is another piece I worked on yesterday. It's one of those small bottles. You get these bottles from Dollar Tree. I can put it down on the ground since we're this close. Isn't this cool? So I put, these are the gears. So it's a large gear and 1, 2, 3 smaller gears. And this is one of those ladies again. So I put her right here. See? So this has to be painted. Okay, so we might paint this one up today. We'll see. But I have a big one that's already dry that needs to be painted. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do the painting. And I'm going to pause for a second because I need to resituate things so that I can grab my paints and get set up for that. So let me put you guys on hold and I will gather up my paint. Okay, you guys, I'm all set up now. I need to get set up with paints, and we are set up now. Okay. And I'm going to use several Prima products, a couple of things that aren't Prima products, and we'll talk about those as we go along. Okay, so let me get out this bottle. This is a bottle that I did before. The other one needs to dry, right? So we'll work on this one. Oh, I need to bring this camera back up. All right, we're gonna have to work, you know, a lot further away so we can. So that's where we're at right there. Okay. So we're going to start in the back. I'm trying to think about. I have some gold paint. Oh, I know. I got to grab one more paint. Sorry, guys. Just a second. I normally would have all my stuff right in front of me. That's how I kind of set things up all the time. But I'm trying to keep. I got to still do the haul, so that's why I don't have all my paints right in front of me. Okay. Sorry about the chair. Okay, so let's start in the back of the bottle first. Okay. What I'm going to use is, okay, Finnabair has something called liquid acrylics, which I do want to eventually get. I just don't have them yet. So instead of, these kind of work like liquid acrylics, it's gouache. You can get this set, it's Master's Touch. You can get this set at Hobby Lobby. It's like 20 bucks, but I used a coupon. Well, now they ain't got no damn coupon, so you need to wait till it goes on sale if you don't want to, if you want to pay like half price. Okay. So, and that's the big set. That's the 24. And they come in these tubes. So I used a black and a white to create a gray. Okay. And then I'm going to use this dark burnt sienna, and I'm going to use this burnt sienna. This is dark burnt sienna, and this is just sienna. And we're going to mishmash those colors together. Okay, and I'm using the stiffest brushes that I have. So you really want to try to use stiff brushes because you're just going to be doing stuff like this. So these are really nice stiff brushes. I always talk about these stiff brushes because it's brushes that I bought when I very first started doing art. And I'm like, I got home and I was so disappointed because I didn't know what I was buying. And I'm like, these brushes are horrible. They're so stiff. I kept them anyway. And now they're great for so many different things. So if you have any stiff brushes, get those out. If you don't, just get whatever brushes you have. Okay, so I have those three colors of those three washes over here on the side. And I'm using them straight out of the tube. I'm not mixing any water. And I'll show you why. So let's just go right here. So we're going to do that. And you're just going to play back and forth between that color, this one, and I go right, I smash it right into the one next to it. Put this right here in this dark gray. What I like to do is I like to put the gray next to the brown and the sienna color next to the dark brown. And that's how I kind of like to keep everything separated. Is this anything with this brush? No. And just keep going. I'm going to go all the way down because we're going to hit this with water and everything's going to mesh into each other. And I want to use them at full strength. So that's why I'm not... That's why I'm not adding water yet, because I'm going to be adding some water. So you're just kind of playing back and forth with these. Okay, so now, hopefully I've been under, yeah. So now I'm going to use my spray bottle and spray with water and have my bottle kind of go up. So everything kind of runs into each other and you get this look of like stone, of age, like, you know, not like I just went like this. So the water really makes everything run into each other. And then things start settling into those cracks. I'm going to do one more spray. And because I used it full strength, it's good. You can do this with plain acrylic paint too. I just thought this is more like the Finnabair acrylics, and they're a little bit more intense and more strong. Oh, I love the way this looks. Okay, I'm going to bring it back down. Let me get a paper towel. And any drips you get that drip anywhere else, perfect. We're trying to create age. We're trying to create rustic. Like it's been here for a long time. Like we just dug this bottle up out of the ground. You guys know me. That's always my goal. Look how cool that looks. And see how it's kind of done that? Fine. Perfect. All right, so let's go to a different section. In fact, you know what we need to do? Let's just dry this really quick because that way I'm not making a complete mess. Hopefully, yeah, it's plugged in. I was just hoping that my blow dryer was plugged in, and it is. All right, so let me just dry this real quick. It'll only take a second. It's not completely dry, but we don't need it completely dry. Okay, so let's work on this section here. Just 1 second. I got to get some more paint on here. Just a second. I got to get more paint on my palette here. And when I make this gray, I put the white down first and then just add a little bit of black in it. To make a nice, even a nice dark gray like what I'm using right now, you still only need a small amount of black, and I mean small. Like just squeeze a little bit out on the side of it and then mix it in. Doesn't take much black to make the gray color nice. Okay, nice and dark. All right, so let's start again. All right, so where are we at? Let's add a little gray here, or a little brown here. And then we'll add some of this color here. And make sure that you mesh into the color next to it. because that's what's going to really create magic, is making sure that things are meshing into other colors. It's almost like you're trying to create like stone. You guys know me. If you watch me before, I'm always trying to create an old wall, an old building, stone. Nothing makes me happier. When do I ever say, let's create perfection? I don't. I could care less about creating perfection. I like age and grunge. It's my thing. So if you don't like age and grunge, you probably don't watch my channel. Like, girl, everything you make looks like hell. Yeah, if you think so, that's fine. But for my grungy people, or people who like nature, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so so there we go with that. Let's spray it with water. And I'm sorry if I'm out of frame. I'm just, you know, I just sprayed it with water, so now it's all dripping down. And when you need that drippage, oh, you can see it, good. You need that drippage to happen. Because now everything, all the colors are really blending into each other. This is a really important part to happen. There we go. And the reason I like this, it acts like those liquid acrylics from Finnabair, is because you want that. You want it to be potent enough when you spray it with water that it still holds on to its color, but it really spreads out like a watercolor and blends into each other, and they do that. And I would have already ordered the liquid acrylics, but I actually forgot when I put my order in. And then I had already spent so much money. I was like, oh my God. So when I went to Hobby Lobby and I was looking at other stuff, I saw the liquid, I saw the gouache, and I thought, you know what, that's kind of like those liquid acrylics. And a gouache is not completely permanent, but it's like a semi-permanent. So it takes a little bit more effort to, like, when you wet it again after it dries, to, you know, like watercolor just starts, you know, diluting and coming up and reactivating. It takes a while for it to reactivate. So it's kind of like a semi-permanent. Now, the liquid acrylics by Prima, she says they're permanent, so. But these are still workable if you want to do stuff over it, which we're going to. But I'm excited to use the Prima liquid acrylics. So the next time I put another order in, I'm definitely ordering those. So. You guys know how it is. When you don't have something, you have to think, okay, what do I have that's something like it? We've all done that. And that's also how you create another style, how you create new techniques. So it gives an opportunity when you don't have the same exact thing to create something a little bit different, put your own twist on it. So shoot. So don't ever get disappointed that you don't have, like even with this video, like you don't have the same exact stuff I have. You probably have something that can be a substitute for almost everything I've done in your stash. So, and that doesn't mean you don't want to get the product that I'm using. But if you want to get started now, look at what you got, start there, and then when you can, get the products you want, that you're interested in. Don't let anything stop you from creating. That's what I say. Okay. I feel like I need to break this up right here in the center with all that brown. And throw in some gray right here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to spray with water again. Let everything blend. I'm just going around these pieces a little bit with this dark brown. There we go. All right. So sorry if I'm out of frame again. I'm just letting this, bring this up a little further even. Oh, I love it. This is when the magic happens, when you spray it with water and then let it run. Let it run like all hell. That's when the magic happens. I'm going to show it to you right now. So that's the magic that happened. Look how cool. Doesn't that look cool? Love it. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to pause. I'm going to do the other side, and I'm going to get us to this part here, okay? And then I'll show you how to handle that, okay? So let me pause you guys, dry this, get the rest of the other side done, and then we'll get to this just for the time, you know, for the sake of the video with the time situation. All right. See you in a second. Okay, you guys. I got myself all set up with my paints, and I started a little bit so that I can just make sure what I'm doing and make sure my vision of what I was thinking is going to look right. So, she is going to be that color right there. A dark brown and turquoise. Like a beautiful turquoise ring. Now, her face I did all gold. And I used a thing called jewel paste. So this is what it looks like. Okay? And this is what the jewel paste looks. Look how gorgeous that is. It has a lot of texture to it. You can use it like a regular paint and water it down a little bit. You can use it straight from the jar, which is what I did, and did her face. So her face will be all gold. The other things I used is I used this rusting paste. Okay, you can get from these rusting pastes. This is what they look like. Okay, it comes with this color, and then I think like a coppery looking color, but we're not using the coppery color. I'm just using these two, and we're going to use a little bit of the gold jewel paste just to give a little gold reflection on top of this too. So this is what I'm using: the rust paste, the Finnabair rust paste, and the dark brown and this turquoisey color, and then I think it comes with a copper color. Now they were just clearancing these out at Michael's recently, so if you can catch that clearance, you can get these for $5 for a set of 3 of them that they put together in the package. I'm just looking for my brushes here. What the heck am I doing? Okay. If not, you can go to what is it called? Oh, saying Craft Smart. I don't know what the hell Craft Smart is. I'm going to get started. Scrapbook.com. You can go to scrapbook.com and order it still. They still have it. Okay. So you're just going to go back and forth with the gray and the turquoise. And you just go back and forth. It's very simple. In fact, I just two-hand it and have one brush in one hand and one brush in the other, and just keep going back and forth. And I actually put more brown in than I do turquoise, because the turquoise is the more, you know, vibrant color, right? So you don't need as much of it. You need more brown, in my opinion. If you don't want more brown and you want more turquoise, well then do what you want. There's no right or wrong answer. This is what I'm doing. That's how I see it. Okay, hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Yeah, you are. Kind of hit it on the outside a little bit. So. And then go back in if you feel like I need a little turquoise right there on the edge. Just go back and do what you feel like it needs to be done. Love that. Look how beautiful that looks. Okay, so let's go down to the other side here. Like that. Okay. Oh, I want to talk about this. Okay, make sure, okay, when I open these jars up, because these are probably old, because I got them on clearance, they were old. So they had never been opened, but they were drying out. Well, they can be reconstituted with water. Just take it, put water in it, and reconstitute with water and stir it back up. And then when you put these away, make sure that you add a little water, a spray of water inside the jar and a spray of water in the top. And what that's doing is just replacing the water that when you open this jar up. I learned about that from Diane Reevely too, when she had jars. And that's all you had to do to take care of the jars. A lot of people were complaining about them, but that's really all you needed to do, was to keep the water replaced in them. Now, why I guess just over time anyway it could dry out. So check your jars. Like, I'm going to go through and check all my jars that I bought, because I bought a bunch of them because they were on clearance. And I'm going to reconstitute any that need to be reconstituted. If they don't, I'm just going to put some water in there. Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh man, that's way too much brown right there. All right, there we go. Okay, so you just, like I said, you're playing this game. Going back and forth. I'm kind of taking the brown on the outside of it too. Okay, so I got a lot of brown right there, so we need some turquoise to break some of this up. Okay, little turquoise right there. Alright, so now I'm going to go back over here and just look. And I just look around at things and just see, like, you know, do I need a little more turquoise here or a little more brown there? You know, I just look and see what I feel like I need. Hopefully I'm in frame still. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of that brush and get a little bit smaller brush. Yeah, here we go. For the brown. I need to go in here and get some of this, get some brown in here. Oh, this is a lot better. That brush is just way too big. But I was working with So I'm just going through and just filling in anything I think needs to be filled in. Now I love this little brush because it's really getting into little spots that need it. Okay, so then let me put these two colors down. I have another one with this. Oh my god, I hope I wasn't out of frame for too long. Okay. This right here, my gold jewel paste. It comes in all kinds of colors. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put a little bit of jewel paste on here. This brush. Just a little bit. Just to give a little bit of gold highlights to it. Just hit it with little spots, just a little bit of highlights. Okay. I like to work right out of the lid. And just add a little gold here and there. Just gives it a little extra. Extra. So let me show you what that looks like. See how cool that looks? Look at the bottle. So I'm going to finish up this bottle off camera. There'll be pictures at the end, but for the sake of this video, because it's already long enough, we all know that, I wanted to show you how to do this. Isn't this gorgeous? What a difference too when you do the painting techniques on it, isn't it? So, there's pictures at the beginning and there'll be pictures here at the end, so you can just get a better look at this bottle close up and then the other bottles too. I'll probably have that one painted up. Well, no, I won't, because that one has to sit. The one we did today with the clay, that has to sit for, I'll let that sit all day. So we'll have close-ups of this one. Okay? All right, you guys, I hope I inspired you to do some salvaged art or some Finnabair inspired art. To buy some of these products, because her products are fabulous. I would get the molds. I would get these rust paste. I would even get the liquid acrylics, which I don't have yet, which I'm gonna get. I didn't even use these. These are wax, metallic wax. These are fabulous too. You can just take these and just from your finger and just go right onto the piece. Or if you need to darken or lighten something up, you can use them for that. You can color the whole piece with them. So I'll do another project and use wax paste. I didn't use them on this one. So, okay, you guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. Come join our group called Our Magical Little Place. If you do this, something like this, inspired, or if you do any artwork, come and share it with the group. And that is it. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!